Hey, how you doing? Welcome to another episode of Ed Talks Daily, Grand Rising Powerful Beings. Today's episode is just going to be about living it up, man. You have one life to live, you just have to live it up. I mean, you only have one life, so you just got to live it up. So lately, I've been listening to a lot of jazz, hanging outside a lot, meditating, breathing, praying, reading my word, planning, creating. That's what life is all about, man. So people think like you have to do a bunch of activity in order for you to feel fulfilled. You just have to do what you want to do, really. So this is what this episode is going to be like. Sometimes it's too much responsibility can make you feel overwhelmed, and that's why people have a lot of anxiety, okay? Because you feel like you need to do everything all at once, okay? So, but when you get in the state of creation, it's now you're not just obligated to do something because like, yo, I have to do it. It's like you feel pulled to do it. So it's a different thing to be pulled than to be obligated, where it's like, I got to do it, or I'm gonna, or you can say I get to do it, okay? So we're changing obligation. Let me put the music down, it's getting a little bit too loud. We gotta change the... What's up, man? We're switching the vibes up today. We're switching the podcast vibes up today. Alright, so how you guys doing today? How's your week starting off? It's Monday. Talk to me. What's on your mind?
Hello, powerful people. My name is Edouard Gilles, personal development speaker and talk show host, and I want to welcome you to this holistic experience called Ed Talks Daily Personal Development and Motivation. This podcast is all about growth in all aspects of your life. How do you solidify a great mindset that will lead to a healthy body, healthy relationships, and an in-tune spirit? Well, join me on this journey to becoming the best version of ourselves. If you want a podcast that you can relate to, a podcast that will motivate and inspire you, all while educating you on ways to personally develop and grow as a being, Ed Talks Daily is for you. Find Ed Talks Daily on your favorite podcast app and be sure to leave your thoughts in the form of a review.
Really, I always be having tea outside, man. Just like I need my tea before we start. All right. But let's get back to the subject matter. I was saying this. So, listen, when we get in the state of creation, we start creating stuff that we never knew we had, okay? So how do you get in the flow state? This is what a lot of people want to know. You want to know, how do you get creative? Okay, first of all, you have to identify what your art is. Because you might be doing all types of stuff, but it's not the right stuff. It's activity, but it's not activity towards the plan, your gift, what you're good at naturally. Or sometimes it's just activity just for the sake of. You don't want activity for the sake of activity. We want to have intentional activity, as well as just activity that makes us better, right? Intentional activity is activity that makes something that you do better. The activity that you just do intentionally to create something, you're making something else better. Now you also have to have intentional activity on making yourself better, okay? So now you have the activity of both the intention of creating and the intention of creating yourself. You gotta have two sides to it. What you wanna actually bring out and who you are within you, what you're going to reveal, okay? So both of which has to be intentional. Because if it's not intentional, it's gonna be by accident, right? And you don't want that. Anything that's by accident, you just wake up and it's like, oh, it's by accident. Okay. All right. So you have to really be intentional about everything. All right. So you're late. What do I mean by that? So if you don't know what you're going towards, then every day you're really just doing stuff, which is not bad. But if you're doing stuff to grow, that's a great thing. If you're just doing stuff, also a good thing. This is part of life. But if you're just doing stuff for the sake of doing it, you semi-enjoy doing it, but you don't. Or you're doing stuff that you do enjoy, but it's no direction, then it means that either one of these is you're using your time. Why? You're using your time with, you're doing something you're getting better at something, but you're not getting better at it towards something. Okay. So you might be getting better at posting, but posting, what are you posting? Like in conjunction to what? You might be better at doing this, but how are you doing it for what? What's the mission? Or are you building a brand behind it? So you might start to get better in the skill set, but you have to organize the skill set in a way where you have a goal, you have milestones you can hit. Because if you can't see it on paper, if you can't see the vision on paper, it's going to be very hard for you to carry it out. If you don't have the target set, it's going to be very hard for you to hit it. Okay, so you have to figure out what the target is. So you got to ask yourself, what is my target? So that's a question you got to ask yourself. Like, where am I going? Like, once you know what the target is, then you are able to then every day hit the wood at the same spot. But the thing is, you could be putting a lot of activity hitting the wood at many different spots, and you're not getting the tree down because it's not a consistent hit, because the objective have not set, and at the same time, so now you're chopping the wood in 5 spaces, and you wonder why they're not going down. So basically, it's one thing to be in your gift and operate in it. When your gift is organized towards a vision, then you're able to collectively bring all the components needed to keep the gift growing towards that vision. Okay, so this is why vision is very important. One of the most important things of having a chief executive officer in your business is because you need to have vision. So if you don't have vision, then guess what happens? Then without the visions, now you are all over the place, right? So genius needs to be organized. Creativity also needs to be implemented to be able to bring you prosperity. So which means it might come very easily and effortlessly for you. So you think, okay, because it comes easy, I'm going to just let it out easy and just let it go to market. But you have to refine it, organize it in a way that there's a system to it. You know, there's always a system to your gift. No matter what you do, there's a system to your gift. So no matter what you do, there's going to be a system to it. So even if you're doing it for the Lord, like there's a system to your gift. You do it for humanity, there's a system to do that, to bring that out. So you're like, what does that look like? What does my vision look like? So does my vision look like a 501c3? Okay. Does my vision look like a non-profit, or does it look like a for-profit? Is my business tax deductible, or is my business not? Does my business B2B or B2C? Am I serving other businesses, or am I serving customers? So now, what am I saying? Your gift have to be organized and implemented into a system that can be implemented in society called a business structure. Okay? So this is what I'm saying. You have to take your gift and see what bucket can you put it, what vehicle would take it into the marketplace, or in a way where it's going to be more beneficial for you as it relates to how much money you spend on taxes, how much control you have over your own entity, how much collaborations you can do. All of these things or tax breaks, whatever. All of these things go into a structure. So you might say, I'm just in service, I'm doing it for the Lord. Great. That's why the Lord had blessed us with a 501c3. Now I've been thinking about it. I'm like, okay, you know what? I gotta really start myself a 501c3 in addition to my LLC, or some people might need an S corp. I know other people might need to do a blend, for profit and non-profit. And so there's a way you can do that. So find your local business lawyer and get that done, or just do Google research, figure it out. So now you're like, okay, take my gift and organize it towards a specific vision. Now, a vision that's not just operable if you exist in it. A vision that's operable even if you was not in it is the best business model you can do. This is a business that can A, scale, and second, a business that can be transferable, right? Most people, they build a business around themselves only. So it's not able to be scaled or transferable. You want to build a business where your solution becomes a concept that can be passed down, okay? Think about it. So no matter what you do, your solution is a concept that can be passed down. All right. So we have many organizations in this many ways. Some of them are sisterhood, brotherhoods. It's a system that can be passed down. So basically, you can teach this to your kids in your blueprint called your journal, right? And then your kids can run the system, right? So it's like the same systems, like just like this person puts it in a book, right? He passes this is a blueprint that he passes it down. So your business must also be served like a book, that its own existence taught something. Once you can create a business like that, this is an E-Myth enterprise, right? As this guy calls it, but there's many other ways you can call it. I like to say a business where you take a piece of your, like whatever you are here to deliver as a spirit, you organize that, you structure it in a way where that spirit of it becomes it's a spirit of your business, the flame that sparked it. And then the culture you create transcends the time that passes in your life. So you create an idea so grand that it keeps blowing up even after you pass, and it just gets better. Okay? So it's like almost like you, out of your ideas, you birth into a organization that creates change in the world, and your essence and spirit was in it, and that became something that was structured and now repackaged and delivered over generations with your name on it. That's way bigger than business. It's you came, you made a mark, you left a mark, and now your mark is feeding and helping society progress. Think about how beautiful that is. That's like big time, right? Most people say, oh, okay, I want to run a business while I'm here so I can. No, you don't want to just work in your business. You want to be able to work on your business. So once another second that you can, or hire people to work in your business. So your vision must be also be bigger. Understand there are stages to your vision. So stages to your vision is where you know there are steps to it. The more aware you can be, the more you'll be able to see what the steps are, how you can progress. You know, sometimes you don't start by being all the way at the top. Peace, everybody. I was just so in. So you don't start just by like, boom, you run into business CEO mode. You get what I'm saying? You might have a business that takes that's going to take a big amount of people, but then in the whole time, what you're doing is you're learning it in many different stages. So you learn all steps of the business. So a lot of people, they never was in the shoes of their employees, and that's not a good thing. When you're able to be in the shoes of the steps that it takes to bring your product to service, to market, you are able to know every aspect of the business. So basically, your steps you took before is the blueprint to the steps everybody else is kind of going to take based on other things you're going to acquire, and it's going to be refined and reorganized. People are going to put things are going to change. It's not just going to be you. It's going to be a combination of a bunch of things. So then now you're able to build a business that you walk through the shoes and the steps. You actually, if your business can be if the solution to your issue was what you now provide, then you were once the customer seeking for the solution. You found a solution that you applied and worked for you, that you've now became the solution, and now you provide a solution, which now you have a story of how you got to it, why you got to it, you experience every aspect. So you got to communicate to those pain points. And this is how you are packaging your gift and delivering it. This is called a business. It's just communication. Hey, let's listen. Oh, you went through that. Remember when you had issues with your hair and your hair was falling out, and boom, it found out you was using these products that was full of chemicals. But now I got this product. It's all natural because I had to find an all natural product, and this is how it works. So I created my own specialty blend because I realized this was missing. Guess what? This is the product that I have. Would you like to buy it? Oh, hell yeah, I'm going through the same problem. I didn't know that. You educated them on how something is not really beneficial, because there are a lot of things like that that looks like it is it, but it's not. Looks like gold, but it's not. Okay, so it looks shiny things that ain't glitters that ain't gold. So now somebody tells you what's the real gold. You're like, oh snap, thank you for that gold nugget. Oh, how did you do that? Then they want to purchase your service. This is the way that you communicate. So business is a communication game. It's I had a product solution, found it, or I found my gift, which became a solution. I'm sharing it. Now you're now, how can I use this gift to serve others? So now somebody says, oh, okay, this is the gift that you got. So you're like, how do I bring that to market? How do I bring my business out to market? So you start to tell the story of what you endured, how you're enduring it, and quote anything that you would listen to and say, I need this, is what you need to kind of share. This is the most authentic brand. This is actually, well, I'll say that because that's the way I express stuff. When it comes to me, usually I need it, I express it. When I deal with something and I overcame it, I learned a lesson through it, I utilize, this is my story. So this resonates because this is just the truth. This is how you, if you have experience your consumer's pain point, is the best way to be able to serve them. That's number one. If you have not, then you learn from other people. This is called other people. OTP, other people, old mistakes, OPM. So now you're able to then provide a service or a product to them. Okay. So all of this starts with, how am I going to be a service to the world with my current gifts? That's all it is. How am I going to be in service to the world with my current gift? And there's so many different ways you can package up your gift. All right. So yeah, just wanted to bring that to y'all because we're reading E-Myth Enterprise. This book, this whole month of February, reading E-Myth Enterprise. So we're talking about straight business. We're talking about straight business and just like sharing what you got. So basically, one of the biggest things right now is everyone should be creating content. Right now, the world is shifting in many different directions. But one of the things that surely ain't going away is the social media, right? And some people are just like for or against. But the thing is, some people are for or against, but they're still on it. But they're consuming, whether they're for or against it, they're still on it. So you're still consuming. So my idea is, if you're gonna be on something, why not produce and leave and add value? Because understand how it works. You might say, hey, this is social media, I don't agree with it. But you understand that it's not characters and avatars and at names. These are people. Like, these are people, human beings on this side, just like I am a human being. Once you start to see that, then you understand that there's a different dynamic to it. So, okay, this is a platform where I can communicate with other people. Okay, it's not about how many followers I got. It's just the fact that if I have 500 followers or 300 or 1,000, these are people, not followers, people. Okay, so we're like, okay, these are people. And I can actually share my story and communicate with some of these people, other people. This is what it is. It's not followers, it's not avatars or at names, people. So you're like, there's other human beings here. How do I show up as myself authentically, regardless of how everybody else shows up? Myself, a person. I'm a person. I have a voice. I have stuff I like. I have a story. What about my story? How much deep do I want to go? Do I want to share partially, or do I want to just start by sharing some quotes? Do I want to create content, curate content, or just document my life? You know what? I'll just start by reposting some quotes that I agree with. Okay, I'm a human being. I have a voice. I write a caption. I put my feelings in the caption until I develop the courage to one day do a live video. I'm a human being. I'm with my family. I'm going to go. I'm going to do a live video. I might just talk about myself. Oh, a few other people, some of which I knew from high school, some of which I met at a conference, or I met in a room, or I met in Rising Prime or something, is there. Oh, how you doing? What's up? Here's another person. Oh, I remember you. How you doing? Let's have a conversation. It's good to see you. Another person. So social media is really a way for you to communicate with people, regardless of all the other stuff that's intertwined and all the stuff, forces that work that be. I understand it. Trust me. I know how deep the rabbit hole gets. But at the end of it, it's just a place full of people. So now that changed my entire mindset and viewpoint and how I look at it. Because before it was like, man, I have this much followers, only this much people are watching this stuff and seeing that. And then I realized, like, oh, these are all people. It doesn't matter how many of these people are here. It's just that there are people. So you can actually go and be positive and share what you have. And you can actually curate amount of people who's on the same vibe as you. Like, your vibe attracts your tribe. The way you vibrate is going to attract the people that comes around your circle, the people you even attracted to follow you, the people that follow you. Now you're going to find yourself connected to a different vibration based on the vibration you put out, because the vibration you put out is going to attract those same types of people. So you might look at your circle and say, oh my goodness, look at my circle. What's happening? Why are all these people in this circle? Oh, but you got to look at yourself. You know, you got to go full circle. See, is it, what about me is attracting these people? And you're like, oh no, it's those people. Well, listen, the more you run away from really looking at yourself, it's going to be very difficult for you to deal with anybody. So being able to reflect, like I started this, it's good to start your day with some good vibration, some good prana, some being around the trees, you know, drinking your nice tea, man, your anxiety, available from my website, the anxiety from the holistic motivator. Check that out, the anxiety. Okay. Social media doesn't have to be toxic, like Vanessa says. Look, this could be a nice place where we just share our truth. Now, listen. So now you're like, what can I share? Your gift. Like, there's something you're good at. Some people are good at like making clothes with yarn or making different stuff. Okay, and they don't realize, like, yo, not only can you make that and sell it, you can make a YouTube videos about how you make it, and the YouTube videos, and you can make kits for people who make them, and the people who make them can buy your kits so they can make them. Or you can sell the actual product to the people who just like what you do. Or you could create a class where you mix and you collaborate with another person that you met on social media and do a mental health knitting class. That means there's so many different delivery of your gift. You can say, I'm going to create a knitting seminar for this institution and do a corporate thing for them once you refine your skills of speaking in front of people. So there's so many ways you can take your gift and refine it and present it in the marketplace. Okay. So there's 100 different ways one gift can be turned into many products. Products served in the corporate space, B2C, to consumer. Listen, people don't just want what you got, they want to know how you got it. Let me repeat that. You want to hear it again. People don't just want what you got, they want to know how you got it. So people don't just want your product, they want the steps to you creating the product. People don't just want the service, they want to know how you created the service. So there's two sides to it. It's not just the product you provide, but it's the way that you got to be providing the product. So it's a two-way marketplace. And then this is not only B2C, this is also B2B compatibility. It's based on your structure. So you could easily provide a product or service to a consumer and just send them to a website and they do this. But now you could package that up and sell it to a organization, an institution, to train their whole media department, but that has to have a different level of support. Okay? So the same thing that you provide for free, you can actually provide that thing to an institution or organization for continuous compensation. So what I mean by that is you can package your stuff up and serve it to corporate. Here's what they got. They got contracts, they got certification programs in the districts. So the school districts have a certification program. The college institutions have certification programs. Corporate companies have different certification programs, but they also have vendor lists. So by that I mean you can be certified by Miami-Dade County to provide services to their institutions. You can be certified by different organizations to provide services to them. So basically, no matter what you do, there is somewhere where they would pay you to teach somebody how you do it, or they would pay you to help somebody stay healthy within their organization. So basically, if your music is therapy, and you find a way to put that in a package that can help people have better mental health. If knitting is therapy and you find a way to mix it with mental health, you can take an existing talent that's art and turn it into a mental wellness thing you could do. Now this is pure like gold. Like I'm telling people these ideas because some people run with them, they're gonna make a lot of money. Because listen, what merges the right and left brain are creative activities. So here's what's going to happen. Like I said, you got to have a vision, right? The vision is this. Mental health is diminishing in America because there's a lot of things happening. And in order to mental wellness, physical health, the whole wellness industry has to rise above the current sickness that's happening, right? Because there's a lot of things happening. There's viruses and a lot of things, okay? So there's going to be a need for wellness. So now a lot of people can merge their experience with getting better with their health with their skill set of a creative gift that they currently have and converge it into a wellness program that both gives somebody a new skill set but at the same time help them attain mental wellness and physical well-being. So this is the convergence of your creative expression, right brain, now mixing it into wellness. Now, which also has to do with right brain breathing and releasing. Now you're converging those two activities. Even the person who make bead necklaces can, instead of like just making these stones, can turn this into a wellness activity. It's just based on you expressing certain things, you knowing certain information, being able to help somebody while teaching lessons and all of this, talking about this stone here and how it relates to this and how it relates to that. And you convert that into a workshop, seminar, all presentable across multiple institutions as wellness workshops. So, this is just like, I think is a great idea. Of course I'm gonna be putting this out in a way I can help people do that. But this is something that's gonna be very effective because people in the present and in the future, people won't be spending their money on things as much. They're gonna be spending money on experiences that help them attain better sense of wellness, being more present, in tune, happy, joyful, in a good state of mind, right? People are going to spend more money on experience. Like, people are going to want to back their mental sanity. If they can't buy it back, they have to heal to get it back. They have to be present to be in it. So people are going to spend more money on how do I be in one, feel better, rather than how do I get things. Because the more and more we're going towards this, the more and more people are going to start to elevate. So the best profession you can actually be in is in the wellness industry. I tell people that all the time because there's a lot of meaning in it. There's a lot of different ways you could intertwine your gifts within it. That you could do a lot of stuff in the wellness field, and you could be your own boss, your own leader, and you could integrate it with many gifts. You could package it up in many fashions. Right now, I'm thinking of a 501c3, books, curriculums, training programs, video courses, tutoring programs, artwork for kids, TV shows, YouTube instructional videos. There's so many different things that you could take your gift and incorporate it within. So it's going to be on the basis of whether or not you're going to take your gift and use it in a fashion where it's going to just got to become creative. And what I try to become and do on here, I try to give y'all strategies on how to be creative with your gift. You could take that and you just run with it, right? Realize that you're not just in whatever art you do. You're not just in that art business. You're in the business of helping that person who benefits from the art get better, feel well, have a better, feel happier, healthier. So everybody is in the wellness business because we're all in the business of helping people feel better. If you think of it like that, even if you're in the finance business, you're going to figure out the wellness aspect of it. That just the idea that you're dealing with another human being with anxieties about their finances, figuring out a way to incorporate that in it can be very beneficial to your business. Because then you're not just in the business of your business or your craft, you're in the business of wellness, right? Those companies that keep the other client feeling well into the state of mind will thrive. Okay, so no matter what business you're in the business of wellness. You're in the business of music, you're in the business of wellness. You're in the business of tutoring, you're in the business of wellness. No matter what you're doing, if it has to do with helping somebody get a problem solved, you're in the business of wellness. Now you can package it in a way where specifically you say, hey, this is how my music tunes will help your elementary students learn this education, but at the same time have better mental wellness because this is how this impacts their brain waves. Boom, boom, boom. You're able to take what you got and structure it as a product or service to deliver it to a specific person. So this is what I mean. You are intentional about how you deliver some of your products, right? You don't just say, okay, I do this and I hope. No, you are finding ways to package up your gift to be a solution to different people. You look around and say, what does individuals need? What does businesses need? What does institutions need? Like, you think about what all these people they may need. You just think about it wisely. You just sit down, you think about it, and you say, what part of their need can my gift provide for? And how can I package and sell that product to them? Because what I have to offer was going to value them. In that return, I will get what I need. Zig Ziglar said, if you help enough people get what they want, you're going to get exactly what you want. So that's the basic question that you ask. And once you ask that, then you can create a lot of stuff. And you'll be surprised the stuff that comes. Okay, so the next step is going to be your creation. Okay? And you go from there. And that's my message, and I'm sticking to it, everybody. It's the Holistic Motivator. Thank y'all for tapping into another Ed Talks Daily Personal Growth and Motivation podcast. So, just gave you some strategies today to just get in the state of creation. Now, earlier, I said, how do you get in the flow state? The flow state has to be done. It's such a way. It's the way you conduct your life. It's the simple things you do every day. That's what the flow state is. It's going to be like the presentness of the stuff that you do, or you're really noticing what you're doing, right? The intentional time you sit to breathe, pray, meditate, read. All of these things start to align you in such a way where you're fortifying, you're aligning the decisions to not indulge, right? Keep your temple clear, keep your mind clear. All of those things keep you in the flow state, and these are where the ideas come. Right, these are where the enlightenment comes. The sun is shining on me, yeah. The sun rays coming right down. But yeah, it's beautiful. So that's how I feel about it. And breathe, run, get your vibration up, meditate, do the qigong, and you're gonna get yourself in a high state of where you can flow. You just can flow. You just flow every day. You get what I'm saying? That's why, like, allow me to boost my head. That's why I'm so good at what I do, because I can just flow every day. Just flow. So same gift that I have now, just got to think of creative ways, packaging it up. Be like, okay, I'm going to deliver it to this way, that way. I'm going to deliver it that way. Because right now, you keep refining your gift. Keep doing that. Never stop that. Keep performing, refining, working on it. Now think of the strategies to get to market in different formats. You get what I'm saying? So one of the things actually I'm working on, I'm working on a mixtape. So I'm working on a mixtape. Gonna do like a motivational mixtape. I want to get some artists on there too. So I'm trying to get some people on there, and just create like a different brand of music mixed with like education. I call it edutainment. And then also putting the mental health aspect, because sound is healing. Adding sound and healing to that. You get what I'm saying? So I'm trying to do sound, healing, education, edutainment, and then just all that mixture, boom. And it's like something you can listen to, vibe to, and at the same time like meditate to. It's like high vibration. Like, yeah, bro. So Roz, I'm gonna hit you up on that, man. Get you on it, because I realized too, I'm already connected with a lot of dope artists, and I'm like, yo, I gotta connect. We gotta create some stuff. This is what I'm thinking about. I'm like, yo, I'm not looking at how many, like, these people. I'm looking for the people who are just like right here, the people I'm tapped in with already. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to build on that tip, because this is what I feel like. Like, yo, I feel like I come across a lot of people right now, and I tell people that all the time, who are like doing amazing things, and who's like going to blow up at some point. They're going to be the top in their industries. So it's like, yo, I want to be able to partner up with these people in the early stages. Like, yo, this is like, as I say, this is like the 80s of the next generation. Like when it was like, this is like the 80s of that, and it's like a whole new era. So we got to create. We can't just let Babylon create our stuff. We gotta create our own. You get what I'm saying? We gotta make our voices heard. Leave those in the archives for future generation, because that's what you use. You use media in the form of music, video, text. All of those things are different formats. So we gotta use all of them. But yeah, y'all hit me up. Text me if you ever want to collab. Anybody watching now or listening later, 561-510-9605. That's my number. Just text me. Whatever 561-510-9605. Anybody listening on the podcast, you want to collab, you want to join, you want to tap in, you want to create, you want to get out here and create some art together. There's so many different ways we can collab. And that's what we got to do. 561-510-9605. Tap in. Shout out to Liz. Shout out to Karis. Shout out to Raj Juba Music. Shout out to everybody who tapped in to this episode of Ed Talks Daily. If you want to listen more, go to edtalksdaily.com and you'll be able to tap into this every single day. edtalksdaily.com. I got a daily podcast, right? Grand Rising, Dr. Vadat. So I got a daily podcast you can tap into every single day. I got over 300 episodes. So you can tap into so many different podcasts. And today was just like, yo, how do you be creative with your gift and package it up in many different ways to deliver it? Because the same gift you got can be organized and delivered, packed up, sealed, and delivered to many different institutions and organizations. And I said, everybody is not just in the business of their gift, but they're in the business of wellness, one way or the other. Because if you solve a problem for somebody, you're helping them feel at least 1 inch closer to feeling better. And there's a way you could turn around your art and add a sense of wellness into it to benefit the mental health and whatever other things we do. So that was the review of the podcast. You can come back and watch it. You'll be able to listen to it if you go to edtalksdaily.com, where this will be posted. So remember, let your light shine, don't hide it, don't dim it. You have the unlimited power in you to achieve whatever it is that you want. Create here in the world, bring yourself out, bring your gift out, share what you have, share your light to the world. But first you have to believe it in order to release it. And until that happens, the whole world will forever miss all your talents, all your gifts, and all the great things you got to offer. So remember, let your light shine, don't hide it, don't dim it. Peace.
I want to remind you that you have unlimited power within you to achieve whatever it is that you want and to construct the person you want to be. But first, you must believe it in order to achieve it. And until that happens, the world will forever miss your talents, your gifts, and all the great things that you have to offer. So let your light shine, don't hide it, don't dim it. Thank you. Find Ed Talks Daily on your favorite podcast app and be sure to leave your thoughts in the form of review. Until next time, remain in your unlimited power.